did you get from the film The Beekeeper?
Yeah, so I like. I mean, it's a typical Jason Statham movie. It's just him being a one-man army, regardless of any training anyone else has. He's better. So get to see him at his best. Or I don't know if we can say at his best, but he's definitely the best thing in the movie. And I mean, they were really hitting it right on the nose with the bee analogies and whatnot of what he was doing. So not much was needed for the imagination. So it was a bit predictable in a way. I think some of his challengers were underwhelming. And I was surprised by who kind of stood toe to toe the most. And I also would just love to know, even if he just had 5-10 more minutes of the film, I would have loved to know how the conclusion changed things, given the power of some folks involved. But overall, interesting movie to watch as far as the action and the fight scenes.
Yeah, it has some really interesting fight scenes. But I think what makes it more interesting is the reason behind why he's doing what he's doing. Because I felt like it was very satisfying to all those, people who have done those things before, and then getting that justice. And it was also, for me at least, kind of funny the way that these things were happening. I don't think they were being.
Oh yeah, it was almost comical. No, it was comical. The way because he's fighting people who are very trained in one end and not much training happening on the other end. So he's very creative in his tactics. But you're right. He's a hero you can get behind without much context, because we've all known or been victim to what he's trying to stop, these online scammers.
Yes. And especially with how this movie starts. I mean, we'll get into it, but that's what made me feel even more in his favor. But yeah, I really did like this. This kind of fits in that category of like a John Wick, or do you remember that movie Nobody that we reviewed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really that kind of genre. Also maybe a little bit of what is it called? The Kingsman. Even though there's no clear jokes in here, I felt like this one definitely had a little bit more, fun to it. It was more funny.
Yeah. Yeah, good action. I mean, you're right. There's nothing in the joke, but some of the ways that people are ended makes you laugh.
Yeah. Almost like Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah, really. Lots of fatalities.
Yeah.
Finishing moves, even.
Yeah, finish him. But a couple of the people outside of Jason Statham that I found to be, entertaining were Jeremy Irons, of course. He's always pretty good in what he does. And then you have Josh Hutcherson. He's just
Is he really 28?
He's
older? I thought he was older than that. He's playing a 28-year-old. How old is he?
He's actually 31.
Okay, not that far off. Okay, I thought he was older.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Right around my birthday too, when he was born.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just a spoiled brat who's very immature and has been given the reins to just do anything that he wants. Jeremy Irons is more like his, again, his Alfred in this situation.
Yeah, clean up man. I'll take care of it.
Almost playing the same role, because he was kind of like in the Batman movie with Ben Affleck. He was much more an Alfred who wasn't afraid to say what was on his mind, and that's what he does here.
Yeah, with maybe even a little more action than in the Batman movies, because in those movies he really didn't call any shots, but he was an advisor and straight talking. But here, at least, you see him make the calls. You see him nervous. You see him attempt to fight. But he's doing his thing.
Yeah. Also, Emmy Raver Lampman. I mean, some of her quotes were, entertaining and kind of funny. But for the most part, all of them are pretty serious. It's just how everything comes about that makes it funny. Thanks for watching. And if you would like to be featured on our podcast, make sure to click the link in the description.